Staff provided the intent of city code for the exterior lighting. Why did staff not include to protect motor vehicle operators? Why did staff not include the language from city code 213017? Exterior lighting plan where number 4 states an accurate site plan indicating the location of property lines and all existing and proposed land improvements, including but not limited to buildings, parking lots, aisles and driveways, streets, walkways, and accessory buildings. Why did staff not include the city code 213017 exterior lighting states minimum illumination of parking surface of the parking, loading access or other surface areas along the property line? Why is there no lighting in the areas where pedestrians are likely to be present, such as the sidewalk next to the south entrance, Park Avenue, and the sidewalk from the parking lot on Chicago Avenue? Additionally, there is a parking plan that indicates LP or light pole by the Darrell Fruit sign. Why was that not constructed? Also, after the last listening session, Council and Council Secretary an email dated Tuesday, August 27th, 2024, I did not receive a reply. Email says, first, to address comments made, and I used YouTube's rough transcriptions. A council member states, so you're dismissing the fact, this is a reply to my concern about there being 7 police reports with my name in them. So the council member says, so you're dismissing the fact that they may have actually been responding to things that you were calling the city about at the time, because you call every week about parking violations, noise violations, light violations, not having enough light, right? So they could actually have been responding because you were submitting complaints to the city. My comment, I had not been calling the police. Additionally, I stopped taking pictures after August 27th, 2019. When police approached me while I was in my neighbor's driveway with her permission, police inaccurately informed me that I would be subject to arrest under the harassment statute regardless of my intentions. The statute as written was unconstitutional at the time, which I had not violated either, and noted in the Ness versus City of Bloomington decision that stated, Ness' decision to chill her speech was not objectively reasonable for 2 principal reasons. First, her intended conduct is not prescribed by the statute. Additionally, the definition of harass and the word another suggests that harassment must target an individual victim. As such, does not extend to the monitoring of a physical space, an issue, or a random crowd of people. December 2nd was the motion for preliminary injunction that was filed. First report is dated December 5th, 2019. And then another council member states, because of your reports, they are being diligent all week. She also commented, I would agree with the council member, most likely they happened because of the length of the inquiries, so it was put on the roll call to do for the week. My comment, again, I had not been calling the police. Additionally, if they were going to be diligent, they would have at least included extra patrol on Friday. Also, I had quit speaking at city council comment periods after January 7th, 2019 as well, because the city required that I provide my address verbally, and that was not safe. I did not comment again until May 18th, 2020, when I requested the council revise the agenda concerning the public hearing for ranked choice voting. Then again on April 26, 2021, not concerning the building, and that was it until the listening sessions began April 25th, 2022. Mayor says, I think the bottom line is the police had reason to do this. My comment, and that is what I would like to know. What is the reason? City manager, our police officers are always patrolling neighborhoods. My comment, yes, they are, but they are not putting names in reports unless there is a reason. And again, what is that reason? I would like to know why my name is on these reports. It is not on the reports for the reasons the council member suggested. So why is my name on the reports? This is an ask. Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, Michelle.
Hey, just want to say there's no pen here. So, greetings, Mr. Mayor, councilors, and staff. I'm with Restore Nine, so I'm just here to introduce the position paper that we've put together. Looks like a really huge document, but that's because the FedEx guy wanted us to look like hypocrites and he only printed it single-sided, right? So we also emailed it, so you'll have it that way too. So it's laid out. It starts out with, an executive summary, which just gives you all the basic information that we want to talk about, like ecological restoration, climate change, social equity and access to nature, the negative impacts that we think adding new recreational amenities to Central Park could bring, though not Moyer. We're not concerned there, and our vision for enhancing the corridor for education. Then it gets into the nitty-gritty details after that for those of you who want to keep reading and find out just more detail. So that's pretty much it. I'm just here to say that we've put this together and hope that you read it. And then I also just wanted to say that I go to the park and rec meetings, park meetings every month. And so this last one, you maybe don't know, Renee talked about everybody she'd spoken with, that they talked to ADA people, they talked to cyclists, they've been talking to Restore the Nine people. And she said, one of the themes that we're hearing from the community at large is that a shared trail for bikes and pedestrians is least preferred. And so I just want to say it looks like the cyclists and Restore the Nine have something in common. That's it. Oh, okay, I'll write this while somebody else talks. Thank you very much, y'all.
Council, any questions?
Yeah, I would just be curious. This is great, thank you, and I look forward to reading it over. How did you guys create this? And is it like something that you'll have on your website so people can like read through it and sign on? And
well, let's see. We created different people contributed to it, and is that kind of what you're asking?
yeah, I mean, I've been part of a lot of coalition work, and
Yeah.
so I just was just curious.
Different members who
To
had.
get to this point, I mean, that takes a lot of work and by a lot of people, and so I guess I'm just kind of.
Yes, some of us worked very, very hard and many hours on that. So, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. And yeah, it's a good idea that we probably will be putting it on the website. So here, I'll get out of the way now if everyone's done.
Any other questions?
Okay,
All right, thank you.
I'll just go up here.
All right, Ms. Gannon.
Oh.
You're up. You're welcome.
Well, thank you for giving me to talk. My name is Mary Argan, and I'm going to tell you just a bit about myself for some credibility. I'm a Minnesota native. I've lived in Bloomington over 50 years. My husband and I have raised 2 sons here. I worked my way through college, became a Minnesota licensed teacher, K through 12, art and English. I worked in Minneapolis and Bloomington schools. I also worked at Mayo Clinic Rochester. That's how I worked my way through school. State of Minnesota Health Department, Minnesota Heart Association, my own business, MG Designs, affiliated with Midwest Fashion and Design Consortium. Worked retail, Mall of America, Macy's and Nordstrom. So a broad background. Also have been working as a volunteer. I've been a math tutor in Bloomington public and private elementary schools. I've been an election judge 13 times. I have been an artisan and leader at Creekside Boutique over 10 years. So why am I here? I'm representing the boutique because I get the impression that the boutique is kind of being overlooked and forgotten. And I feel very strongly that that should not happen. So a little history of the boutique. First of all, what is a boutique? It means small specialty shop. That's all it means. The name is derived from French. In French, it means shop. And now it's a common English usage, boutique. So what are the reasons to save the boutique? First of all, foremost, I would say it provides socialization, connecting with others, for the artisans, for the customers, for the volunteers. We might be the only people some of these customers talk to for the whole day. Who knows? We in the boutique, the boutique contributes to health and wellness and guards against health, robbing, loneliness, and isolation, which is experienced by so many seniors. Many who have lost their partner, many who are taking care of somebody, caregivers, and this creates real health issues, can result in premature health issues, and even early death. The boutique has been in existence for over 40 years, since the middle 1980s. It has more than 20 volunteers that run the boutique. It has about 100 crafters and artisans. We get new ones all the time, and some dropping off. And it's a place for them to market their handcrafted creations. Everything must be new, handcrafted. Did you know that 25% of the sales revenue goes to the city of Bloomington? 15% for the volunteers. Also, did you know hundreds of dollars are given every year to local charities, such as Veep, Cornerstone, and Bridging. This year, we already have given $500, and there will be more because this is only September. So even though we've been told all the plans for the Health and Wellness Center, Creekside, are preliminary and nothing is definite, but we have seen, they don't call them schematics, I don't know what they call them, but they look like plans to us. And we don't see anything there that says boutique. And we strongly object to that. We are extremely concerned that we are going to be left out. So here's something interesting that I found. And I'm sure you all know about this survey that was done in 2022 by the city of Bloomington, July and August of 2022, explaining to the citizens why a 0.5% sales tax should be approved in order to help pay for our new Creekside Community Center. So the city hired Morris Leatherman Company to conduct a survey of Bloomington residents. The results of the 10-minute telephone survey of 400 Bloomington residents showed that 76% supported building a new community center, and that's where we're at. The survey also showed that 61% said that the number of aquatic facilities in the city was about right. 9% of the respondents said there were too many aquatic facilities. Only 21% said that there were too few aquatic facilities. And now the plans that I've seen show it's a huge part of the plan. So the survey showed that 70% of Bloomington respondents thought the current availability of aquatic facilities was sufficient. The Morris Leatherman survey results showed that there was not a felt need for more aquatic facilities, contrary to what we are now being told as to what Bloomington residents want. So there is some disparity there, which I think you all should look at. So if the city was satisfied with the survey results regarding the desire for a new community center, why isn't the city also satisfied with what the same survey showed as to the aquatic facilities? And maybe some of you noticed that I did email this to all of you last Thursday, the very same thing. Mm-hmm. So that is, I'm open to questions if anybody has a question for me.
Thank you. Thanks for being here today. Council, any questions? Councilmember Kerner and then Councilmember Lohman.
So this might be just as much a question for city staff, but when I hear you talk about what what you do at the boutique and all that goes into it and the crafters and artisans. And I mean, it kind of makes me, I'm probably opening up a can of worms, so I'm really sorry. But I mean, it kind of makes me think like it would even be good for the boutique to be like in Civic Plaza somewhere to have space. Because we already have a lot of arts organizations here. So I don't know, like whenever I heard you talking about what it was that you did, I just wondered if even Civic Plaza would be a really good, like even a better fit because of the type of things that you're doing. I mean, I think I see craft stuff being sold downstairs already. So it's like, so I guess more of just an idea. And I'm not saying, obviously, like you said, no decisions have been made about the new health and wellness center, but I mean, we have, so it seems like there's space and maybe potential opportunities. And so it's just
we do need traffic for sure. And ideally, we would like to be near the entry, and we would like to have a glass storefront. We need at least as much space as we have now, if not more. And it would be a dedicated space, just like the aquatic center and the health thing. That's all dedicated, right? The child care center, dedicated space, right? So that's what we're asking for. And you will be seeing us a lot.
Councilmember Lohman?
Thank you. So my questions are along the same lines, but it's more a question for you. How important is it for you to be inside of the new health and wellness center?
That's where we've been. Why shouldn't we be there? That's where we've been. Why should we be kicked out? We're very insulted, to tell you the truth.
Council, any additional questions? All right, thank you. Thanks for being here tonight.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's the last on our list of folks. Is there anybody else? We do have a few minutes here. Is there anybody else who'd like to speak this evening?
I guess if there is time.
There is time. That's why I asked you earlier.
All right. Hi, I'm Robert Coleman. I was wondering, Mayor, what happened with Riverview? It seemed like from, I think that a lot of people who were really working towards it were very shocked at what Ramsey County decided. And from the wording of their statement, it really feels like they don't want transit at all. And then it really seemed like, you know, a couple hours later, Mayor Carter and I don't remember her name, the Ward 5 council member on St. Paul City Council was like, oh, we're going to work for BRT now. But from the statement that Ramsey County put out, it didn't really sound like they wanted BRT. I mean, they canceled all of the policy committee's future meetings. Why wouldn't they just like, if the county wanted BRT, why didn't they just say, oh, at the next meeting, we're going to recommend that you guys approve BRT? It was very shocking, and we don't understand what happened.
Well, in my conversation with, for those of you who don't know, the Ramsey County Commissioner, Rafael Ortega, who is the chair of the Corridor Policy Advisory Committee, he's been driving the notion of Riverview Corridor for more than a decade, I think a couple of decades now. Made the decision that he didn't want Ramsey County to commit any more resources toward Riverview Corridor, toward the project. And where the project was after literally 10 years that we've been working on.
I mean, longer. Well, the original study was before 2000.
Yes, it was. That's why I said since we've been working on this, since this advisory committee's been working on this, the recommendation was boiling down to modern streetcar connecting downtown St. Paul and ultimately the airport and Mall of America, or bus rapid transit doing basically the same thing. Studies galore about travel times, costs, ridership, all, you know, how it would all work and how it would all fit together. And Commissioner Ortega, I mean, he said very specifically, he didn't feel there was the support necessary to move forward. And when pushed on that, specifically from the Met Council or the Metropolitan Airports Commission.
Yeah, I was thinking it was MAC.
And he without that support, he thought it was not responsible to continue to commit Ramsey County resources and time and energy and so on towards something that he didn't think he had the support for.
Hmm.
And so he decided that the best path forward at this time was to simply suspend the operations. He also said, I mean, if things changed, he'd fire it up again. But at this time, he just thought this was the best course of action.
Hmm. Wow.
Mhm.
That sucks. Yeah. Really looking forward to that, but
Yep, and again, for those of you who don't know, it is served by, what's the route? Is it 54? The 54 bus. It takes roughly 2.5 weeks to get from downtown St. Paul to Mall of America. Roughly, give or take.
yeah, for sure. I've been on Route 54 where there was a big protest near the XL and every bus was delayed like 30 minutes.
So it's not ideal right now, but it continues. There is still service. It's not good and efficient service, but there is still service between downtown St. Paul and the airport and the mall. It's just not as ideal as it could be. And a lot of time and effort and work and blood, sweat and tears went into this. And it was disappointing. I agree with you, Robert. I mean, I was disappointed to hear it also because, I mean, like, I've literally been working on it for more than a decade now. I've been on that committee for more than a decade. And to see it just stop abruptly like this was disappointing. Councilmember Nelson?
Yeah, 2 quick questions. How long does it take for light rail if you go to downtown Minneapolis and then over to St. Paul? How long does that take? Is that faster than the 54?
It's not faster, no, but I can
That's all I
check.
need to know.
Yeah.
And second, what are you gonna do with all your free time?
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that St. Paul isn't going to get a direct rail connection to the airport sucks on its own.
But it will, right? 2035. They have a train coming up to the Mall of America at the airport. It's a big plan that they're building a bridge over the.
That's the Riverview corridor. That's what we're
just
talking
got killed by the Ramsey County.
And Ramsey County,
Kills? Oh,
Ramsey County just pulled the plug on it.
That's okay. They're also not building housing in St. Paul either, so.
They're not wrong.
Patty, comments aside.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? All right, very good. Anything else, folks? All right, no one coming forward. Council, I would look for a motion to adjourn our listening session this evening.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 6-0. We are adjourned. We will see you downstairs. Thank you much. As I said that, I realized I think I forgot to call it to order, but